right, welcome to another episode of the Humanization Project. I'm here with my dear friend Scott, and very excited to have him talk to us today. So, Scott, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Um, as in where I've been and where I'm at, or just about me?
Anything. I like open-ended questions, wherever you want to take it.
Okay. About myself. Uh, I'm a very open-minded individual. Uh, I'm a straight shooter. I'm not in. I don't like games. I don't play with people. Um, I'm all in. Is the easiest way to put it. If I'm for a person, I'm for that person. If I don't like them, I try to avoid them. And I try to avoid confrontation, because it's something that's never beneficial to myself or them. Um, I try to be straightforward with everybody, and I expect the same in return. And like I said, I don't like games. I like straight, honest people, and it's hard to find in this world today. So I try to surround myself with those that I have found that are the same way.
Yeah. So, that's a great thing to lead into. So tell me about the people that you surround yourself with. Like you have a family.
Um, I have two children that will be this year 38 and 40. I have five grandchildren that range from the ages 13 to 22. Um, I have a fiance. She's running around here somewhere. I think is going to take a shower or something to get out of the way. She doesn't want to interfere. Um, and in my opinion, it's probably one of the greatest things that's happened in my life was meeting her. Um,
How long
as
have
far
you
as
how long have you all been together?
uh, I got out of prison in June of 2018, and we got together 3 months later, and it's we we've it's a match you just couldn't imagine unless you were there and watched it.
Yeah.
Um, it was like two opposites that attracted, but there's no confrontation in between. We've not so much as had an argument in those almost 2 years. Um, oh, she threatens to whip me all the time, but that's beside the point. It's all in fun and play though.
Yeah.
Uh,
How did you
but
meet
believe it or not, online, it was
her?
just
Cool.
I was sitting when I first got out. They have a crazy law in Virginia. If you haven't held a driver's license in so many years or such a period of time, that you have to start all over again.
Right.
So I was 3 months without, or 90 days without my license. I had a learner's permit for that period of time. And just for something to do, I started playing online and talking to people. And there were a lot of, as I said, game players. And I started talking to her. And one thing led to another. Then we finally met face to face. And it was instant chemistry, so.
And when are you guys getting married?
I've actually already proposed and given her the engagement ring and everything else. We're waiting a little while to let other things settle down, but it's all working out.
Cool. Very cool.
You'll be invited.
Thanks. So, what do you spend most of your time doing these days? You have a really good job, from what I understand, right?
Yes, I just got tricked into a position as a superintendent on a job site. Um, yeah, and I do mean tricked. Uh, the COVID-19 laid off a lot of people. I actually got laid off for 2 weeks, and they called me back in. And 2 days after I was back in on the job, they said, "Okay, look, we want you to run this job." I said, "I'm really not interested." But my ease has been getting on me for the past year, she says, you need to be a foreman. You need to be, I don't want to be a foreman because I'm a boots on the ground, hand in the dirt type of person.
Right.
I've always got to have my hands in everything. And as the superintendent, now I'm in charge of multiple crews, and it's hard for me to get involved. But I do find my way in there anyhow. Um, but the job is good, but I spend my off time, usually doing side jobs or working around the house. Just bought a house in February.
You bought a house.
Yeah, I just bought a house in King
Wow.
George. Uh, Again, I haven't been out 18 months yet, or 2 years yet, and I've already bought a home.
Yeah.
Like I said, everything's turning golden for me since my release.
Yeah.
But I have a pretty decent support network. I have, like I said, my children, my grandchildren, and people through the churches and people that I met in Kairos while incarcerated. I mean, they're not a monetary source, but they're an inspiration, and they're also a positive influence.
Tell us more about Kairos. What is that exactly?
Okay, Kairos is a international prison ministry. It is groups of people that come from different churches, different backgrounds, religious and ethnic backgrounds, and they come into the institutions and share the love of Christ. I'm not trying to preach to you, but
No, yeah.
the Christian faith has become part of my life, and I attribute all of my success up on my release to that. And I do give praise to God for this. But Kairos, they showed something that I didn't suspect was really out there. They come in and they share with you genuine love. And it's hard to believe that you have perfect strangers walk into an institution and surround themselves with some of the, as they're considered, the dregs of society. They share that love with no, I will say this, they don't come in there thinking that they're better than you are.
Right.
They come in with an open heart, and they share that with you, and it's eye-opening for a person that's spent any time incarcerated. Families, anybody that's spent a lot of time locked up can attest to this, that families love you. Yes, they do, but they forget about you. Not fully. It's like, who is that guy? I don't know him, or don't keep in contact. But there is a lessening of contact over time, and people inside, they get lonely. They want that connection. They want somebody there. They want to talk to people. That's why I keep money on the account, so people that are still locked up can call me when they want to talk.
Yeah.
Because I'm somebody that can relate to them. I can relate to their situation. I know how they're feeling.
Yeah.
I understand it where the average person would not, and it gives them a chance to vent or relieve the tensions that are there.
Right.
It's not that the families forget about you. It's just that they don't think about you as often as you think about them. And then you have the group of Kairos come in, and they do it monthly. And they come in, like I said, they come in wide open. Some of them come in with a little trepidation because they don't know what to expect when they first come through. But anybody that's been with the group for any period of time, they become extended family. And it's something that you couldn't trade, you couldn't ask for, you couldn't buy it. You know, if you went looking for it, you probably wouldn't find it. It's just something that happens.
So are you doing work with them now that you're out?
Not for lack of trying. The institutions um, frown upon ex-offenders coming back in to the institutions,
Right.
unless you're working for them.
For them, yeah.
They have the reentry programs that the institutions do, which are a total waste of breath, a waste of time, and a waste of taxpayer money.
Yeah. Tell us about that. Please.
Okay. Now, this might sound a little crude, but it's not meant to be. The institutions, they preach rehabilitation.
Right.
Okay. Now, rehabilitation's like masturbation. You have to do it yourself.
Right.
I mean,
Oh, I love it.
I'm sorry, but it's
Right.
you to rehabilitate. You have to tear down, and rebuild.
Yeah.
Now, unless a person is ready to do that on their own, it's not going to happen. Okay, but they try to force feed this stuff into you, and half of it is bull. They have a schedule for their programming that's supposed to, okay, certain aspects of the program are supposed to last a period of time. You're supposed to go through so many courses over said period. For example, they have a life skills program. It's supposed to last like 10 weeks or 14 weeks or something like that. They condense it. They give it to you. You're completed with the program in a week, you know,
Wow.
but they're claiming that they're doing this over the 14-week period to collect the money. It doesn't happen like that. Like I said, they're robbing taxpayers for this program. It doesn't work. They say it does, but it doesn't. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of breath, but you're forced to go through it. Unless a person wants to change, they're not going to. And if they want to change, they've changed before they ever walk into that program. You know, they know who they are. The program doesn't change anything.
Yeah. Wow. It's like people don't realize, they don't think about how it all really works, you know?
No. I mean, because they've never been there, they don't see it. But the individuals that are teaching the program, they become jaded because it's usually the counselors that are doing the course training, and counselors in themselves, they're just there for the paycheck. They're not there. A counselor is supposed to be a person that you can go to receive help if you need it,
Right.
through programs, or to help you make contact with outside, to help you
Yeah.
transgress your transition into society. They don't do this because, I mean, I can understand them also being the way they are, because 98% of them are women. Okay, and they come into a man's prison day in and day out. They have to deal with the hormones of men in prison.
Right.
You know, so you've always got these guys pulling up on them. Hey, baby, blah 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 blah. They get tired of this after a while.
Yeah.
So when you go in there and you legitimately need something, you can't get it done because they think they've heard all the stories.
And I imagine they're understaffed, so it's probably one counselor for who knows how many people, right?
Yes.
Yes.
They set up, like the last institution I was at, there were 86 men to a pod. One counselor covered the caseload for all of those.
Yeah.
You know, but they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at them.
So what's been the best part about life since you've been out?
Being able to walk outside, look up and see the stars.
Yeah.
I, when you're in there inside, you go out at nighttime, you can't see those stars because there's so many lights. It's like a stadium,
Yeah.
and the glow of lights prevents you from seeing them. So being able to walk outside in the dark and look up, uh, it's fantastic. You know, everything about being out is great,
Yeah.
uh, except the bills.
Right.
You know, but they're okay too. They're okay too.
What are you most passionate about these days?
Believe it or not, work.
Work.
Yeah,
So you're a foreman. What kind of construction do you do? Like what does
I,
a typical
I'm
job
a plum.
entail?
I'm a plumbing superintendent.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I have foremans working for me. You know, so
And you're doing like bigger, like
I
big
do commercial work.
commercial stuff. Yeah.
Yes, I do high-rise apartments and hotels and things of the sort.
Wow. And
Just
you're up in
okay.
Northern Virginia?
Pardon?
You're in Northern Virginia?
I'm living in King George, but this this job I'm on now is in the district,
Oh,
DC.
okay.
Yeah, this is a renovation job on a old hotel that was built in the 50s. You know, but they're changing it to a yotel.
A yotel, what does that mean?
A yotel. I said the same thing. It's a company, a European company. They've taken regular motel rooms and condensed them, like a micro hotel room, still outrageously priced. Automated services. You check
Oh,
in. You can check yourself in without having to go through a
oh.
desk. That type of thing. Yeah, yeah,
Weird.
exactly.
Um, is this the type of work you did before you went there?
I've been. I was in construction before I got incarcerated. Yes.
Did you grow up here in Virginia?
Yes, I grew up in Virginia. I grew up right up the road from here in Stafford County.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Cool. Very cool.
Um, my son actually lives here in Stafford County. My daughter lives in Henrico.
Yep, you have the two kids?
I have two kids. Yes.
What do they do?
My daughter is a nurse. She works at Henrico Doctors Hospital. She's a
Oh,
charge nurse in the oncology lab.
oh
Excuse me.
wow. How's she
Yes,
doing with the whole crisis going on?
she's doing great. I mean, because of the oncology lab, they don't have a lot of the COVID-19 patients coming in
Yeah,
because they try to keep isolated, from the rest of the hospital.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so she's doing fine. She's been exposed to it a couple of times, but she's still testing fine.
Good.
And my son, he's in the construction field. For a while, he was working with me, and then business got a little slow, so he got laid off and went into working for a man that owns a HVAC company that has a bunch of houses. So he got into remodeling the houses for him. So he's doing quite well himself.
And you have grandkids?
Yes, I have two of them that are working as well. One of them is a mechanic, and one of them is a helper in the mechanic shop. One of them, actually, two of them graduated or supposed to have graduated in June. One of them got early graduation, and she works in a retail store, a Best Buy, I think. Yeah, Best Buy. And the other one, he's working at Food Lion. He's supposed to graduate in June, but they shut down schools.
Yeah.
So, and the other ones are still in school, but they're doing fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's really nice to talk to you, Scott. Anything else you want to feel like sharing?
Uh, no, I thought you had a bunch of pointed questions for me. I was ready for this.
I just wanted to talk about who you are and how you're doing.
Well, if this is, this is to help the those that are still incarcerated. I do like to point this out that um, they are doing a grave disjustice to uh, the system now by not allowing early release for some people, a good time benefits to others, and parole release to those under the old law. You find that a majority of the people that have spent any amount of time behind bars or behind those fences, you'll find a large majority of them are ready to transition to society given the chance.
Yeah.
They don't take into account the individual, with the exception of a 5 or 10 minute interview. They don't see what this person is doing inside. They don't take into account the positive influences they have on society, on the population.
Yeah.
A person that can go in and be a leader of these guys inside without being a gang member. They need that opportunity. They need to see this with more than a 5 minute interview. They need to talk to the officers that deal with these individuals on a daily basis.
Yeah.
They need to talk with the counselors that see them once or twice a month, or the instructors that they're working under, or their so-called bosses.
Yeah.
These are the people that know what the individual is like.
Yeah.
And instead of somebody sitting in Richmond looking at you on a screen for 5 minutes and saying, well, I don't like the way that guy's hair is sticking out over on the side, so I'm going to turn him down for parole. They need to know what the individual is and what the individual is like. You have leaders and you have followers. Now, a follower can make it in society if he has somebody to lead him.
Right.
Now, leaders are going to make it, period. I'm not talking about gang leaders because, they've still got priorities, mixed up.
Yeah.
But you have those that are a positive influence in the system. Even those that don't try to be, they bring. Matter of fact, you touched on this the other night when I was listening to your podcast of Blue. The positive energy of an individual. You have individuals that can come into a pod and their energy is reflected out and it influences those around them. And a lot of people will follow that. They'll gravitate toward it. And with that, they better themselves. They're better in their surroundings. They're better in their company. Therefore, they become better people in themselves. Society also needs to look at the big picture of those incarcerated. People get out. Some of them are going to need help. You've got businesses out there. You could hire a laborer. It's not responsible for anything. You don't have to worry about much except for him carrying the dirt from here to there or carrying the boards up the steps. You're giving them a chance. And when you give most of those people a chance, they're going to remember that, and with that, there's going to become a loyalty. There's going to be a dedication to you.
Right.
And if nothing else, a person that has spent a lot of time away, they develop their own sense of honor. You wouldn't think about a person being locked up as being an honorable person all the time, but you'll find that a person can become loyal to you because you've shown them that you're going to a little bit of trust.
Right.
You've put a little responsibility on the table in front of them. They are going to honor that, and they're going to break their backs to appease or make you happy, to show you that you were worth that trust. The company I'm working for now, they know that I was incarcerated, but you see what they did to me? They punished me. They made me a superintendent. See, I try to avoid that type of responsibility because it's too many headaches, but it's not a matter of whether I can or can't do it. It's just that I didn't want to. I was happy getting my hands dirty.
Yeah.
But they know where I've been. But they just placed a great trust upon me and showed that they believe in me and my ability.
Yeah.
I mean, now I've got access to credit going to the store. Hey, look, I need this, and this. And I give them a number. And just because I say who I am, I'm going to get that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the company's trusting me with that,
Yeah.
you know. So I'm loyal to them. You know, I'm going to do what I can to protect that company.
Right.
Same thing with anybody that's been away. Give them a chance. They can prove you wrong. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Unless you have questions for me, there's not much more I can add to that.
No, that's good, Scott.
Okay.
Thanks so much for having this chat.
Anytime. Anything I can do to help, for real.
Yeah.
And I sincerely mean that. Anything I can do to help those guys still inside, I will.
Yeah, we'll have more to do this year for sure.
Okay, let me know something. You got my number.
Will do.
And you know the Zoom works. Okay, goodbye.
You do.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Thanks, Scott.
Sure enough.